Amy.
No Amy
not
this
tonight.
evening.
We have
We have
Amy.
Darren.
We do have Darren.
One out, one in.
That's it. One out, one in. Stu, you might want to check your mic settings real quick. You don't sound the same as you did earlier.
Do I not? Why has my completely disappeared? I did check them just before. Yeah, Hydrex Quadcast.
Okay, cool. So I'm getting a lot more of the room than I was earlier. There's more of an echo there. Not an echo, but a reverberation.
Okay. Don't know why that would be.
Yeah, maybe I'm just imagining it. I don't know. Well, my first thought was that it's defaulted to like an inbuilt mic or something like that, rather than the actual quadcast.
No, I've checked, and that's not the case. Yeah,
Cool.
I'm not coming out your speakers, am I?
No, no, you're not. For once, everything appears to be working. Although I did have to reconfigure it in order to make it do so, which I don't like doing, as we established last time. I don't like change listeners. I like to be able to just turn something on and it works as intended the first time. But there we go. Speaking of people who do like change, no, that's not working. Fuck it, I've started. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your GM for this game and many others. And I'm joined by Stu.
Hello.
I'm joined by Darren, back from the Abyss.
Hello, back.
And I'm joined by Asta.
Hello.
You could have gone with, speaking of people who are hoping to make some changes.
Yeah, see, that's it. That would have been great.
I'm not going to edit it, though.
No, the moment's gone. To be fair, it's absolutely fine. Like if anybody had any illusions that this was a professional, well thought out, well prepared for podcast, I'm sorry to break your bubble, but that's not the case.
Well, we're 141 episodes in, if they haven't figured it out by now.
Oh, absolutely.
Hello, new listeners. We're professional, honest.
We're totally professional. Totally professional. How are you doing, folks? It's been a while since Darren's been with us. What's happened in your world, mate?
A mixture of working, sleeping, and going to rehearsals and classes, and that's pretty much it.
There you go.
It's just wash, rinse, repeat at the minute, yeah. And
how's your course going?
Maybe squeeze in a bit of TV every now and again. Yeah, it's been good. It's been intense sometimes. But we've moved to a part where we're only ever working with partners now. A lot of the stuff we've been doing has been on our own. So now there's even more sort of time involved because you're working with somebody else. You have to
can't coordinate with them.
Yeah, and you can't just sit and think about what you're going to do in your head and rehearse it at home for a bit. And, yeah,
you got to you got to put in the work with other people.
Yeah, but I actually like that part of it. I much prefer working with somebody else than working on a piece on my own, because you can obviously bounce ideas around and give each other feedback and develop and grow what you're working on.
It's always nice to get that outside perspective as well, like, because quite often you can be doing something that you think is amazing, and then you show it to someone else and they're like, yeah, that's shit, don't do that.
yeah I had to do a scene last week and it didn't go well for me. I didn't enjoy it. My head wasn't in the right place. I wasn't sold on my idea, and it really threw me for the rest of the day. I was just in like a weird, horrible mood. But then this week everything was good. I just had a bit of a mental bump, I think. But now we're working with other people. I'm really excited about that part of it. But it's keeping me really busy.
Good. Well, busy is better than idle, I believe. Are you
I
working
don't know
on
about that.
Are you working on anything in particular at the moment, or is it all just sort of study work?
Yeah, well, we get different. We get given for the acting classes on Saturday. We get given different exercises every week, and they will vary in what it is you have to do. So we got a letter scene where you basically you find a letter and it contains like the best news ever. Then you have to put together a scene and sort of convey what's happening without too much exposition. And then the following week you get a letter and it's the worst news ever.
It's the opposite, yeah.
Yeah, and then the next week's exercise, there's like a bit of a script to it. There's not much, it's just like sort of a couple of words here, a couple of words there, and you have to build the story around that. But the main focus is to delve into the objectives of the characters, rather than just putting a scene together, taking it a bit further and a bit deeper. But yeah, it's good. It's a lot different from film work.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. So you're looking quite well in yourself, man. So it's clearly having.
That's because I just woke up from a nap, I
think. He's well rested and ready to go on some adventure. So I get a sense that just before I joined the call, Stu, you were giving Darren the Cliff Notes version of kind of what's happened whilst he's been away.
Yes.
Awesome. So Darren, have you got any questions about what Stu's told you that you'd like me to clear up at all?
No, you brought down the tower. The dragons fucked off. Now you're going into the woods to find Baba Yaga and chuck the gubbins in the cauldron.
Chuck MacGuffin in the MacGyver.
The gubbins.
The gubbins in the MacGuffin. That's it. It's a technical term. Gubbins. Awesome, excellent. Well, how's everyone else doing? Did you all have a nice little sojourn, little break?
Yeah, got some art done.
Nice. What are you working on at the moment, Asta?
So my home game character is going through some changes. He may be converting from a paladin of the Raven Queen to a warlock of our world's equivalent of Vecna.
Okay. Nice.
He's not going evil. He's just
Are you sure? Did you ask him? Did you check? Did you ask him?
He's not. I keep telling myself he's not going evil. He's just giving in to his instinctive impulses. That's the hill I'm going to die on with that. So he's been in need of an upgrade in terms of his artwork. So I've been throwing a little something together for our next session. Unfortunately, I've been drawing so much that I've got a swelling on my finger from where my finger presses on my drawing pad.
Oh no!
Which is making it very uncomfortable. So I may need to take like a day's break for that to go down.
That's it. That's when the universe is telling you to stop being so damn productive, Asta.
I need to take a week off work because my little finger hurts. It's the perfect excuse.
I mean, if your job is as like a hand model, specifically for little finger ring fittings, then that's a very valid response. You can't possibly do your job then, can you?
Exactly.
There you go. Oh, that was a weird digression to make. Right, what do you say we crack on and play some Pathfinder, folks?
Yeah.
Go on then.
If you insist.
Because we haven't played enough of it today already, eh?
Oh, do you need to give Darren an update on his hit points?
I do need to give Darren an update on his hit points. So, in the core,
that's when we find out he's unconscious.
That's it. I got the whole thing horribly wrong. I didn't realise that he was actually on the verge of death the entire time. Okay, yeah. So, kind of in the scrap, getting from the hideout to kind of this point in time, Darren, the various scraps and scrapes you've been in, you have taken a bunch of damage. Alwyn has healed some of it, but at last count, you were 43 hit points down.
43.
43. So whatever your max is, take 43 off it. And that's your current hit points.
Half mana.
I wasn't far off when I said you were pretty messed up then. All right.
Have I killed anybody?
Yeah, you've had a great time. You've had a great time.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think who Amos has killed now, but
Troll. He killed a troll.
That's right. Amos, you single-handedly took care of a troll.
Nice.
You got your leg broken in the process, but it's fine.
Oh shit! Totally, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah,
I'd do it again.
I mean, that's also been fixed. And exactly, you've got a second leg, right? So
oh yeah, I have another leg.
Exactly, and a third by some accounts as well. But no, so yeah, you that's been fixed. Don't worry about that so much. So yeah, I think. Do either Stu or Asta want to give us a recap on where we find ourselves for the podcast benefit?
We managed to break our way through the last of the barricade around the outside of the forest. Had a little bit of time to ourselves to heal after our scraps, and we were presented with a pathway to our west, north, and east. I believe Ryden did a little bit of a roll to gain some information about the forest, and has since come up with the idea of maybe we sing as we go through the forest to try and appease the dancing hut. No one seems to have taken her up on it yet, which is disappointing. We opted to go west first, towards where we heard the sound of water, and we found this peculiar pond with a very fey-like entity that was making it rain upside down, and they kept sort of chanting things to do with drips. We sort of said hello and goodbye and walked past them in a northern direction, and we were ambushed by nuglubs, but they were very quickly dispatched.
Very quickly dispatched. It's a kind of gremlin.
Okay.
Well, I'm convinced, because I instantly said the way they ambushed us was by basically toppling trees on us, and I said, "Oh, we're being attacked by Ewoks." Now, Nuglub sounds a lot like Nubyub.
Yeah, it does.
Which is what
that's why you
now
ran
I think
about the
about
Ewoks earlier.
They are also very hairy. So
Yeah.
I am convinced we were attacked by Ewoks.
Fucking Ewoks, that's it. I mean, the Ewoks have got you once already in this campaign. They got you right at the very start. Do you remember?
Oh, that was 3 years ago.
It was 3 years ago.
I'm lucky if I can remember, like,
last
earlier
week.
today.
Speaking of Ewoks, I'm sorry to segue slightly, but I'm really looking forward to the new Willow series.
Yeah, I'm hesitantly trying to be optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic, I think.
Cautious. That's the word. That's the phrase.
That's what you wanted. But yeah, so having dispatched these nuglubs, these gremlins, which were basically just trying to fucking eat you guys, you explored a little bit further. You found a sort of a wrecked merchant's wagon with a number of kind of dead bodies around it. Taking a moment to go through this wagon's things, they were carrying sort of a stash of mundane adventuring gear, so rope, pickaxes, torches, lanterns, that kind of thing. So if you guys want to take anything like that, you absolutely can. But also, Della found at the very end of last episode, Della found a locked box underneath, sort of a box of more personal effects, and she pulled it out, and she managed to open it, and. As much as I know Amy is going to try and squirrel all of this stuff away, I don't think it's reasonable that the rest of the party wouldn't have seen her open this box. It took a little while to do it. And it's quite a large box as well. So as this box opens, Della, you see, if anyone happens to be looking over Della's shoulder, you do see that this box contains a number of things. You can see there are 3 vials of a faint reddish pink liquid that you will recognise as potions of healing. Of what grade, you're not totally sure right now. There is a pile of coins, what looks to be a gold locket, and there is a small blue stone in there as well.
Stone. And how many coins are there?
So if you take the time to sort of go through it, there is approximately 15... There's 15 gold in assorted coinage. Sort of gold, silver, copper.
Okay. 15 gold, cool.
Yep. The three potion vials, you sort of all take them out, and you recognise these as potions of lesser healing.
Okay. Alwyn's going to suggest that the other 3 each take one.
Yeah, I could do with a bit of healing.
Not right now, I mean, like, for emergencies. Because with Alwyn being the healer, if he goes down, everybody else needs some form of healing.
That's it. Oh, that also reminds me. I think for like the last 10 episodes, I've completely forgotten about your ring, Alwyn. So we'll have to fix that at some point.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the ring.
Oh yeah.
The ring.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryden, Amos, and Della will add a potion of lesser healing. Also in this box there is a gold locket, and as mentioned previously, there is this blue stone, which, if any of you care to pick it up, you actually get a little tingle of magical static come off of the stone itself.
Oh, I think Ryden, can you do a, I don't know, thingy? Otto's done this thing where he can sort of, I don't know, work out magic things.
Is there a way for me to do that without a particular spell?
You can make an Arcana check, see if you can recognise this item.
I will do that. That's a pretty decent roll. 22.
22, I think, is going to be just about a success. You pick this up, Ryden, and you take a look at it, and you see that it's sort of a bright blue, almost electric blue gemstone almost. You look at it; it's carved in a briolette fashion, so the sort of pear-shaped with multifaceted object. And as you pick this up, Ryden, you recognise this as an Aeon Stone. Okay, so an Aeon Stone, much like their Ioun Stone equivalents in fifth edition, an Aeon Stone kind of it adds when you have them invested, which is the Pathfinder equivalent of attuned, they provide a benefit of some kind. Looking at this one, this looks to be one of the more common varieties of stone. This is an azure briolette, and useful mostly by a spellcaster. Basically, when you have this stone invested, you gain a reaction whereby if an enemy fails its save against a spell you cast with the mental trait, you can gain temporary hit points equal to twice the spell's level.
Mm-hmm. I will inform the rest of the group what it is and what it does.
Well, if it's best for a spellcaster, I mean, I think you're the right person to have it.
Only if there's no other claims on it. I wouldn't want to just assume.
Well, I channel power of Caden Kalian and being pissed. Just as Dom was taking a drink.
Enjoy that slurp, listeners. That is my January gift to you all. You got me there, Stu. You got me.
I mean, it's also not wrong. Yes. I think I know your fists are magical, aren't they, Amos?
Yes.
But you're not a spellcaster.
No, I don't cast spells.
No.
I cast my fists.
Muscle wizard cast fist.
Owen leads into rhyme in a very much a stage whisper, so Amos is no doubt going to hear it anyway. Amos is a monk, but he won't tell us of which god.
No, he won't.
Look him up and down.
Okay.
What I would also tell you, Ryden, something else you know about Aeon Stones. Although they provide a passive benefit, they also have a secondary power that you can use only if the stone is placed inside a wayfinder.
Okay.
Which is it's a form of compass. It's used by the Pathfinder Society. It's kind of seen as a badge of office, but it acts as a compass among many other things. But it's they also have a slot to take one of these Aeon Stones, and it adds additional powers.
Understood. In terms of mechanics, obviously, attunement in 5th edition is like an hour.
Yes.
Is that the same for Pathfinder?
It is different in Pathfinder. So in Pathfinder, as mentioned, it's called the system is called investing rather than attunement. The way that investing works is that when you make your daily preparation, so basically when you wake up each morning, you choose up to 10 invested items to invest. So you can have quite a lot of things. Basically, there's all sorts of things you'll find that will have the invested trait. And basically, when you wake up each morning, you decide what you want to be invested in, what you want invested. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant.
Okay. So certainly, right now it's just a pretty stone. However, come the next day, Ryden, that is something Ryden could potentially make use of.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to check that because it's not a rule that comes up very often. Traits.
Well, I could really do with maybe 10 minutes of sitting and some serious drinking.
Actually, that is really interesting. So actually, you can invest an item with one basically with one action.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, basically, at the start of each day, if you've got multiple things that you can invest, you choose what you have ready. Yeah, so I've been misunderstanding it all this entire time. So you can invest a maximum of 10 items per day. So say, for example, if you made your daily preparations and you invested a stone, you would then only be able to invest another 9 items throughout the rest of the day. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Does that make sense, Hester?
Yes.
Perfect. Sorry to interrupt. Continue with what you were saying, Alwyn.
Yeah, so ideally, I think, I'd like to, basically, I want to get myself ready to cast Lay on Hands again in case I need to in an emergency. Do you think now's a good time to take 10 minutes before we go back and see your drippy weather wizard friend, Ryden?
I'm sure we can accommodate.
Okay, I will sit down with his stein and start drinking.
You never fucking stopped.
Shh, taking my drinking seriously.
During that time as well, I'll use an action to invest in the stone.
Yeah, you sort of ping the Aeon Stone up into the air. It begins orbiting around your head, Ryden.
Very nice.
And I think if you look on Path Builder under the Gear tab or Equipment or whatever it is, you should be able to search for Aeon Stone.
I already have.
Cool. And I'll see once you found that, you use the give option, not the buy option.
Definitely
Perfect.
Don't have the gold to buy it.
That's it. All right.
Well, speaking of the gold, the 15 gold pieces, Alwyn's going to wave his hand at that so you can split it amongst the three of you.
Sure, okay. So, five gold each. Go on.
I have found very little use for money on my adventure so far, to be honest.
So it's because you spent most of your adventure outside of city, and then a good chunk of the time in the city. Darren, the player, has not been available, so it's been a really unfortunate set of coincidences. But
Also, I can't think of anything that Amos really needs.
Runes.
Runes.
And armor runes to make you harder to hit. You want striking runes so you do more damage. You want +1/+2 runes to make it easier to hit things.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe I'll buy some runes then.
You need thousands and thousands and thousands of golds.
You need for runes?
For the bigger runes. I mean, they're various prices. But they're worthwhile.
they are worth doing. You mentioned you're taking 10 minutes to refocus.
Yes.
Okay, right.
I will keep watch during that time, just so we're not
Sure.
ambushed.
Sure. In that case, once again, as you're taking some time to rest and to sort of hide out in this forest for a bit, Amos, Darren, let's have could you roll a D100 for me, please?
Yes. Okay. Is 00 100?
00, I think, is 100. That's... Can't remember how it works. Yeah, 00 is 100, because otherwise you can only get... Yeah, there we go. 100. Interesting. That's a fun result.
Is it?
I mean, fun for who?
Yeah.
Fun for everyone, hopefully. So as As you're all taking this time, as Alwyn is there having a drink, and the rest of you are taking watch. Ryden and Amos, you're sort of just sat there, keeping an eye on the gloom as you do so. And as you are... sorry, apologies. I just need to read something real quick, because I didn't ever expect this encounter to come up. So I just need to read something real quick. Talk amongst yourselves, please.
Or I can edit it out.
We can do that as well.
I mean, I hope a D100 doesn't mean is it Tarrasque?
It depends. It depends on the table you're rolling on. I can tell you that there are in fact no Tarrasques on this particular table.
You're okay.
I mean, it could almost be helpful. We could have led it up to Elvana. Just leave her to deal with that.
That's it.
So
your problem now.
Was my dice roll just a choose your destroyer moment?
Kind of, yes. So basically, because you're sort of lingering in, what is quite a dangerous area. I rolled to see if there was an encounter. There was. And then I basically got you guys to roll to see exactly what you come across here. I did it earlier, and some of the options are basically no encounter, false alarm, that kind of thing.
I feel like whenever we're told to talk, we're really bad at doing it.
You really are. You really are.
But it's
really,
fine.
really are.
I can edit out silences. That's not a problem. Oh, and for Darren's back, the reason why Alwyn referred to this drippy man as the weather wizard is Alwyn has decided, presumably, that the water sort of dripping upwards into the air is how we get rain.
Right.
That's how the water gets up there in the first place.
And then it just falls down again.
And then it falls back down again. And Alwyn's always wondered how the water gets up there in the first place, so that explains it.
You need to lay off the source, my son.
And Ryden can control the weather as well.
Ah, cool.
Call down lightning.
Awesome.
Foes and Chardonnay.
Oh.
I wasn't aiming at Chardonnay.
I know you were.
You weren't aiming at all. That's the problem.
You've learned my secret.
And Alwyn knows it as well, so it's fine.
Yeah, and to be fair, it wasn't so much that Chardonnay got hit with lightning. It was that the lightning caused the creature to react in a way that you didn't know it was going to.
Yeah.
It basically grounded itself on Chardonnay.
Yeah. It's a good job that soot didn't ignite.
Thankfully, soot is pre-burned, so we go.
You were that close to having a hellhound instead of a wolf.
Oh, wait till I level up. Mr. Floofy's got the heart of a hellhound, hasn't he?
Okay. So, as Ryden and Amos are on watching out for anything that might assault Alwyn's imbibing. Amos and Ryden, you both become aware of the sound of movement in the forest, kind of off to the north. Sounds like something. Not a big something, not lots of somethings, but one, a solitary, possibly small something is moving in your direction.
Just gonna ready myself.
I might shuffle forward a few more steps and try and peer through the gloom to try and see the source of the noise.
Yeah, sure thing. Make a perception check.
That is a 27.
27, okay. So, Ryden, as you peer through the gloom, sort of moving to the edge of the penumbra, where Della's hat is lighting, you start to peer through the gloom and through the trees, and you see Ryden approaching the area where you're all camped. You see a half, what appears to be a half elven woman, sort of ears much the same as your own, perhaps a little bit shorter. You see her eyes are this deep crimson colour, and are much more like the eyes of humans, although they're still large and almond shaped, as though elves would be. You can see this individual is dressed in what look to be quite fine leathers, with a cape of green and purple that flows behind her, sort of coming down to probably about her knees. You can see this half elf as she moves in your direction. She's keeping quite low to the ground. She's trying to move quietly. Obviously, you've heard her approaching. You can see that her right hand, in her right hand, she wields a morning star, and in her left hand, which is covered by a gauntlet, you can see that she is carrying. Actually, no. The left hand is not covered in a gauntlet. You can see that the left arm is leaking blood from the hand, and you can see a second morning star at her waist on her left hand side. She seems to be tentatively clearing a path through as she approaches. What do you wish to do?
Can I gauge the distance between us?
Yeah. So at this point, she's perhaps no more than 50 feet away from the tree line where you're peering through.
This might be very stupid, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to cast message.
Okay.
To her and say, "You look injured. Are you all right? We have a small camp here."
You watch Ryden as you say this. The half elf stops in her tracks. She freezes, and you see she starts to look around tentatively, and you hear a response. Ryden, who said that? Where are you? Is this a trick of the forest?
I will reach down and pick up just a single solitary fallen leaf, and I will recast light on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice, soft, almost like orangish light. And I just gently hold it up and sort of wave it like a glow stick.
Is Ryden bringing her in for a landing? Is that what's going on here?
That's
Kind
it.
of, yeah.
Bringing her in for a rave. Fucking hell.
I will say, as I do that, Della's hat will stop glowing.
Yes.
Are we going to
hold on
have
to
to
the leaf.
fight a tribe of cybergoths now?
all right. They're all too busy dancing. It's fine. Okay. As you hold up this light and this leaf, and you cause it to glow, Ryden, you watch the half elf spins in your direction. Morning Star sort of forward, and she sees the light, and she starts. Roll d20. Yeah. Okay. She starts to very very tentatively walk in your direction. As she's doing so, you can hear her sort of whispering something under her breath. Sounds like perhaps a prayer or something. You're not sure. But she's moving towards you. What else do you do?
Over my shoulder, I'll just say to the others, a half-elven woman, she looks wounded. I'm not sure if she's a threat or not, but we'll see.
Arwen will come out of his reverie and stand up. Oh, well, if she's injured, we must help her. Where is she?
And you'll just see me waving the glow stick.
Yeah.
Sort of over there, slightly. She seems a little jumpy, so I'm just, don't overwhelm her.
Right.
Okay. A few moments later, this woman sort of pushing the trees aside in the forest, and you can actually see that as she walks toward you, this thick briar that has kind of been preventing you from drifting off into the forest, it seems to part very very slightly as she walks. She doesn't seem to have as much difficulty with it as perhaps you might expect. But she approaches you, Ryden. She gets right up to where the leaf and the light are glowing, and as she gets to you, you see she notices you, Ryden, and you see her face lights up. Thank the gods. You certainly appear to be real. I've been wandering this forest for some time now. It's been. You are real, aren't you? You can see she's reaching out a tentative hand. This one that has the blood sort of running from the palm of the hand down the arm.
Oh, why does this seem like such a bad idea? I will reach out my other hand, the one that's not holding the leaf, slowly, so as not to startle, and sort of just hold it out in front so that she can take it if she wants, and say, "Yes, we're real."
Yes. So you sort of reach your hand out, and she reaches hers back towards you, and you feel her skin touch yours, Ryden. Very very warm skin as her hand touches yours, and you feel the wet slick of the blood as first her fingers touch your hand, then she grasps it fully. Yes, all right. You have no idea how glad I am to see you come. You said you had a camp nearby, yes? Please.
It's not much. We're just sort of resting on our way through, but yes. I'll just sort of turn slightly and move out of the way so that she can see the rest of the group.
Hello.
There's more of you. I suppose I should have expected that by the way you said we have a camp. But yes, there's four of you. Okay, all right. Please, may I join your little resting area? Do you have a fire or anything?
We don't have one at the moment, but look, I can look at your injuries if you like. I'm something of a medic.
Yes, perhaps you can see as you say this, Alwyn, she clutches her hand almost to herself as if she's not trying to hide it, but you get there is a sense of not wanting to make a big deal out of it.
I'm quite good these days.
I'm sure you are. Well, all right. If nothing else, I'll be glad for the company for a short while. Please, let's sit and you may examine the injury. It's nothing major, but you may examine it.
Well, it's always good to keep in practice. Can I do a medicine check to determine the nature of not to actually treat wounds, but just to determine the nature of the injury first?
Yeah, sure. Roll a medicine check.
Total of 32.
Okay, so 30 with a 32, Alwyn. As this woman approached out of the forest, you could see obviously this blood running down her arm, very clearly running from the palm of her hand. As if somebody had cut the palm of her hand. However, as you manage to get a closer look, you see that rather than like a cut wound, like from a knife or anything, you see there are 4 quite large puncture wounds in the palm of the hand. She looks to have been punctured with sort of quite nasty-looking thorns have just pierced into her hand, and indeed, as you from what you could see, they appeared to still be embedded in there.
I believe Darren had something to say.
No, I just clicked that button by accident.
Okay, I've never seen that one before. That's a new one, I think.
Was it hands up?
Is it?
Yeah, there's a little hand. I was trying to mute
wow.
the microphone because I thought I was going to have another sneezing fit, and I accidentally clicked the I have something to say button.
I love how it makes the screen bounce as well. That's really
to draw your attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really great. And to distract us from doing a podcast, apparently.
Now we're having a rave.
Okay. I'll just say, it looks like you've been bitten by something. It's
yes, bitten. Nice. It's a glib term. Bitten by the forest, really.
Nasty. Well, I'll clean it up. You don't want it getting infected or anything like that. So, yes, and I'll.
Before you do that, and she pulls her arm away from you, Alwyn. I would be rude of me to sit down and rest with a group of people who I've never met before without at least knowing their names.
Yes, of course. Sorry, I'm Alwyn, and it's always a pleasure to meet another half-elf.
Yes, there's far too few of us certainly in one place. It's not often to see another of yourself, but Alwyn, nice to meet you.
I'm Amos, and he's not going to say anything else because he doesn't really trust her.
Amos?
Before Ryden answers, can I make some kind of roll to try and, I guess, insight in a way? Because as injured as she seems to be, a strange woman walking towards us through a very magical forest and then asking for our names seems a bit weird.
Mm-hmm. Right. So what you want to do, Ryden, is sense motive. And sense motive is a secret roll, so I'll make it for you.
Okay.
What is your perception bonus?
That is a +9.
+9, okay.
Wouldn't it be weirder if she didn't ask our names, to be fair?
Yeah. Okay, so Ryden, as you look at this individual, beyond her obvious sort of elven heritage, you don't get any sense of the Fae about her. She doesn't seem to be a particularly magical being. She very much seems cautious. She seems wary of all of you. She's certainly, from what you've seen so far, you may say that you get the sense she's probably lost. She's not entirely sure where she is or how to get to where she's going. And yeah, she certainly seems cautious and wary of the four of you. Isn't willing to get too close, except when she allowed Alwyn to inspect her arm, and even then she only allowed him near her arm for as long as was strictly necessary. So there's a wariness. She seems guarded, but you don't get any sense that she has any kind of Fae aura about her.
Okay. In which case, after sort of scanning her up and down for a moment, Ryden will say, my name's Ryden, and yours? This seems like a very strange place to have been wandering.
Yes, that's you don't know the half of it, my dear. My name is Casey. Caysi for the note takers among you. Casey Haran. That's Haran. I've been wandering this forest for a few days now. I was called to White Throne. So I was called here ahead of, it's hard to describe. It's less that I was called here, and more like I felt this was a place I needed to be. So I came here. A few days after I arrived, this forest appeared around me, and I've been unable to find my way out since. Please tell me. You look as though you're here with some sort of purpose. What brings you into this strange place?
Oh, we're here to save the world. Shall I have a look? Yeah, shall I have a look at your arm? Whilst I tell you.
Yes, please, absolutely. And you see, she offers her hand up to you, Alwyn.
Okay, I'll start doing a treat wounds at 15 DC.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
Yes, well, we're here to. So basically, the whole world. We come from different places, and yes, the whole world's sort of getting snowed in, and the whole world is freezing, and we ended up here, sent on a mission to bring back Baba Yaga, and we need to find her dancing hat and go from there. I got an 18 on the treat
wounds. All right, okay. I don't recall asking for your life story, but thank you for giving it to me anyway. That's yes, Baba Yaga, you say. What business do you have with the Queen of Witches?
I think we've said enough.
Okay. Actually, my friend has a point. We ought to check. Are you evil?
Ryden visibly face palms.
As you ask this question, you see the woman Casey in front of you. As you ask this, she laughs, and it's a warm laugh. Am I evil? My, that's if only it were that easy to discern, my new friend. So, no, if it puts your mind at ease, I am I'm very much not evil. No.
Oh, good.
He asks
well,
everyone.
that settles it then.
I've never asked Della or Amos, by the way.
Or
I
Otto.
don't ask everyone. Or Otto. Well, I know.
He asks almost everyone.
Yes. Well, yes. You. To be fair to your comrade here, you have told me rather a lot already. That was a lot of information. I can see how that can be dangerous in the wrong hands. I tell you what, you must have come in here. Could I ask you for a small favour?
Always ask.
Clearly, you seem like new arrivals in this forest. I've seen other individuals walking around. This is the first time I've seen you. Am I right in understanding that you must have come in here via an entrance, I suppose? Would you, if that's the case, would you mind showing me to it so I can find my way outside?
How long have we been walking in the forest to get to where we are?
Not long. Probably to get to where you are, with all the stoppages, probably an hour total. And that's with sort of 2 stops and the encounter and the various encounters you've had. So to get back out from where you are, probably no more than half an hour.
Owen will look round at the others, and I think that'll be all right. I know we needed to go back a little bit anyway because we need to see the Drippy Man and check what he's up to. So
Okay.
yes, I think if we sort of take you back to the edge, and then we can head back in again and ride, and you can sort out your business with Drippy.
I just have one more question before we, I suppose, depart. A short while ago, I heard lots of explosions in the sky. What can you tell me about that? What's going on outside?
Before we answer, if I might ask you a question in return, actually, just to... I'm curious. You said you felt like you needed to be here.
Yes.
When you came here, there wasn't a forest?
No, my dear. I was, as I say, I felt this calling to be in this city in Whitethrone. Perhaps a month or so ago. I made my way up here, all the way from Gelt, would you believe, all the way down in the south. I made my way up here. I got myself some lodgings, and I've been, I was really just kind of living my life, enjoying myself. And then one day, this forest appeared around the tavern I was staying in. Can you imagine how curious it is to wake up one morning and find there is a tree in place of your front door?
Yes, I can imagine that would be quite startling. When you say you felt like you needed to be here, was it... as you were approaching through the trees, I heard you... praying? You praying? It sounded like you were. Was it a divine calling that brought you here?
Oh, was I? I must have been doing that without realising. A divine calling... I suppose you could call it that if you believe in such things.
I do. Very much.
And you see, Alwyn, as you say this, she kind of looks at you properly. Casey looks at you properly, and she sees the symbol of Kate and Kalian, and you see that her smile actually widens just a little bit. Servant of Kate and Kalian.
I met him once.
Did you? That's fantastic.
It's a nice chap.
Yes, from what I've heard, he certainly is. Him and I agree on a great many things. I imagine we would agree on a great many things were I to meet him myself.
Excellent. Do you have a particular deity or anything? I mean, you say like if you believe in those sorts of things, but do you follow anyone in particular?
Anybody in particular? No, not particularly. Oh, and you can make a religion check.
I'll make a religion check. Oh, and for what it's worth, she gets 4 hit points back.
Okay.
Have I used my hero points this game?
Today you haven't. For this one you haven't. No.
For this one I haven't. I'm going to use it because I only rolled a 3, and this feels quite important. Oh, only slightly better roll, a 5 for 18.
5 for 18. Maybe it's a coincidence. And, you don't really know enough to say either way. You are aware from your brief time with the Heralds of Summer's Return and with spending time with Solvig Erdal, you are aware that the Morning Star is the favoured weapon of Milani. But beyond that, I mean, she's certainly not wearing any religious iconography.
Okay. I'll just log it. Yes, probably get on well with Amos. He's very mysterious about his dogs or God or whatever.
Yes,
Amos.
Yes.
He seems a good man, a strong man. Rightfully cautious.
I don't know, where would we be in life without a bit of trust? Anyway, you're all patched up, I think.
Yes, thank you. And you see that over the course of this time, you have removed these thorns from her hand, and you kind of wrapped it in a bandage to staunch the bleeding. And she picks up her gear and she looks at all of you and she says, "Well then, are we moving on?" And that is where we're going to for tonight. Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Alexander Nakarada and editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Discord by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
I want to trust so bad, but instincts say nah.
I ain't trusting her. Nah. Not when Dom was like, you need to roll a dice. Oh, and now this person turns up. No.
I wouldn't trust her completely. I mean, why wouldn't
Of course he does. She said she wasn't evil.
Stu has real ideas about it that are absolutely not good at all. But that's the player, not the character. Ooh. Intriguing. Casey Harron.